Oh honey, let me tell you a story that'll make your heart race and your blood boil all at once. It's the kind of tale where love and hate tangle up so tight you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. Picture this, a woman like me, broken but unbowed, stepping back into a world of glittering lies and dangerous desires after years of running from it. I thought I was done with the Langstons, done with the betrayal, the humiliation, the way they chewed me up and spit me out. But life has a funny way of pulling you back in, doesn't it? Especially when desperation knocks at your door. My name's Arya Callaway, and this is how I ended up seducing the one man I should have hated most, my ex-father-in-law, Dominic Langston. It wasn't for love, at least not at first. It was for revenge. But oh, how quickly revenge turns into something hotter, something deadlier. Settle in, because I'm going to spill it all just like I'm talking to you over a glass of wine. No holding back, no sugarcoating. Trust me, by the end, you'll feel every twist, every ache, right along with me. They say time heals all wounds, but that's a load of crap. Time doesn't heal. It just scabs over the hurt, makes it itch less until something comes along and rips it wide open again. For me, that something was an envelope-thick ivory paper with gold calligraphy that screamed old money and arrogance. It showed up on my rickety kitchen table one afternoon, hand-delivered like a summons from hell. No stamp, no return address, just my name, Miss Arya Callaway. Inside was an invitation to the Langston Foundation's annual Winter Gala at the Langston Estate in Manhattan. 7 p.m., sharp, formal attire. And at the bottom, that signature Dominic Langston's clean, sharp, and cold as ice. I hadn't set foot near anything Langston in over 3 years. Not since I walked away from my marriage to Landon, their golden boy, who turned out to be a lying, cheating snake. The divorce had been ugly headlines screaming about the gold-digging wife who ruined the perfect heir. Me, the villain in their fairy tale. I'd lost everything, my reputation, my friends, my cushy life. Now, I was scraping by in a cramped studio apartment, juggling freelance design gigs that barely covered rent, let alone the mounting medical bills for my mom. She was in the next room, her hospital bed, crammed into the space, coughing weakly from the cancer that was eating her alive. Every hack was a reminder. I couldn't afford to ignore opportunities, even if they came wrapped in poison. Why invite me now? It had to be Dominic's doing. He blamed me for the family's fall from Grace Landon's spiral into booze and bad decisions after I left. I blamed him for never asking why I really walked away, for turning a blind eye to his son's sins. But staring at that invitation, I felt a pull. The gala meant power players, connections, maybe a job lead, a donor who could help with mom's treatments. I could go, smile through the whispers, and walk out with my head high. Or I could burn it and keep struggling. In the end, desperation won. I borrowed a black satin gown from a client. It hugged my curves like armor and painted my lips red, like war paint. If I was stepping into the lion's den, I'd do it looking fierce. The estate hadn't changed a bit. Those tall iron gates swung open like they remembered me, the long driveway lined with hedges, glowing under golden lights. A valet took my beat-up car without a word, and I stepped inside to marble floors, crystal chandeliers, and the hum of New York's elite. Champagne flutes clinked, laughter floated like smoke, and everyone dripped with diamonds and secrets. I felt eyes on me immediately, the whispers starting like a ripple in a pond. Is that Arya Callaway? The ex-wife? What is she doing here? Then, a voice like nails on glass. Arya, Camille Langston, Dominic's sister-in-law, Botox frozen and malice dripping, sipping from a flute with pursed lips. I thought I was hallucinating. What a surprise. I didn't think you'd dare show your face here. I forced a smile, already tasting the bile. Life's full of surprises, Camille. You look preserved. Her gaze raked over me, calculating every inch. Well, considering everything, you look adequate. The divorce, the scandal, she didn't need to say it. I brushed past her, heart pounding, and headed for the bar. Champagne in hand, I scanned the room. There was Landon, my ex, surrounded by giggling women and bourbon, looking like he hadn't aged a day but carried twice the sleaze. I didn't care about him anymore. But then, that prickle at the back of my neck, the kind you get when a storm's brewing. I turned, and there he was, Dominic Langston. Across the ballroom, surrounded by admirers, but his steel blue eyes locked on me like a predator spotting prey. Tall, broad-shouldered, in a black tux that screamed power and sin. His salt and pepper hair was tousled just enough, his beard sculpted perfectly. He didn't smile, didn't move, just stared, judging, disdaining, and something darker flickering underneath. My stomach flipped. Hatred? Or that old, forbidden spark? I raised my chin and turned away, but I felt his gaze burning into my back. Before I could steady myself, a hand clamped around my wrist like a vice. Outside, now, Dominic's voice, low and gravelly, sent electricity down my spine. He pulled me through a side door into the garden, the cold air biting my skin. The door shut, and he turned on me like a loaded gun. "What the hell are you doing here, Arya? You sent the invitation." I shot back, yanking free. "I didn't think you'd come. Why send it then?" He stepped closer, towering over me. "To see if you were still the same selfish, manipulative girl who tore this family apart." I flinched, but held my ground. "You know damn well why I left. Your son ruined our marriage. You just didn't want to see it." "I saw everything," he growled. "And I see you now, still looking for a handout, still playing the victim." Tears stung my eyes, but I blinked them back. "I came because my mother's dying. And because the Langstons owe me for every lie, every smear, every door slammed in my face." Silence stretched, heavy and dangerous. His gaze dropped to my mouth, my jaw, my collarbone. Something shifted, wrong and electric. "Don't come back," he murmured. "You don't belong here." "Then stop inviting me," I whispered. As I turned to leave, his voice followed, low and venomous. "You have no idea what you're walking into, Arya." I didn't sleep that night. Mom's coughs echoed in my tiny apartment, each one a knife twist. The bills piled up like accusations. Dominic's words haunted me, warning or threat. 2 days later, he showed up outside my building, leaning against the railing like he owned the block. Dark coat, gloves, that imposing presence. "You're stalking me now?" I asked, annoyed at the heat his gaze stirred. "I had a driver follow you after the gala," he said casually. "You're predictable, Arya. You always were. And you're still a bastard, Dominic." His mouth twitched, not quite a smile. "I came to offer you a deal." I laughed bitterly. "I don't make deals with the devil." "Then your mother dies in a county hospital, hooked to failing machines." The words gutted me. I tightened my grip on the pharmacy bag. "What kind of deal?" "I'll pay for everything, her bills, treatments, private nurse. Whatever she needs." Suspicion flared. "In exchange for what?" "1 month. Move into the estate. Assist with the foundation's initiatives. It's mutually beneficial. You have 100 assistants." "Why me?" His gaze darkened. "Because you know how to fake sincerity. And people still whisper your name." It stung. I'd been the charity darling once. "You mean they whisper about the girl who ruined your son?" "They whisper about the woman who had the guts to leave." Silence again. He was right. I'd do anything for Mom. 3 days later, I stood on the manor's steps, bags in hand. It felt colder, like a mausoleum. A housekeeper led me to a room on the 3rd floor. Gray walls, tall windows, white orchids by the bed. Gesture or warning? That night, a file slid under my door. Schedules, events, dinners. Legitimate work, but something rotten lurked beneath. Days blurred into an uneasy routine. I met board members, designed press releases, smiled at sneering women, all while searching for answers about Eliza Langston, Dominic's late wife, the perfect philanthropist who died peacefully 2 years ago. The house breathed her, a scarf in the study, locked drawers, faint perfume. She haunted everything, and Dominic never spoke of her. On the 9th night, wandering the east wing, I found a door carved with vines, keypad locked. Curiosity burned. I tried codes, nothing. Then Dominic's voice behind me. "You've always had a bad habit of wandering." I turned. He looked imposing, sleeves rolled up. "That door's off limits." "What's in there?" "It belonged to Eliza. Hasn't been opened since she died." "Why?" "Because what's behind it isn't for the living." Chills ran down my spine. "You're hiding something. Be careful, Arya. Some ghosts don't like being disturbed." His hand brushed my arm, burning like a warning, then he left. The tension built from there. It started with looks, his eyes lingering too long, intense and devouring. In meetings, his foot brushed mine, deliberate. After one, he locked the door. "Careful. That's how rumors start. Let them start. They've whispered worse about you." "So, is this your game? Make me uncomfortable? You think I want you to run?" He stepped closer. "You think I'm trying to make you feel anything? Lying doesn't suit you." He laughed humorlessly. "You don't belong here." "No, but neither does your dead wife's ghost." "And yet she's everywhere." Pain flashed. Don't talk about her. Why? Because she's sacred, or because she's buried with secrets. Silence. Get out of my office. By evening, the storm passed. In the garden, I ran into Landon smirking, drink in hand. Did you come back for me? Save it. I didn't know you were here. He stepped closer. Why play house with my father? Because my mom's dying and he offered help. I'm serious. Stay away from him. He's using you. That's what they said about you. He touched my cheek. I slapped him away. You'll regret this. Back inside, I waited in Dominic's study. The fire crackled. He entered, tired. What happened to Eliza? I asked. I read the journals. She knew about us. His hands clenched. I told you to leave that alone. I didn't. Tell me the truth. He stepped closer. She died because she was miserable. I failed her. This family eats everything it touches. That's not all. She lost herself. Hated who she became. Hated me. When she saw you, she saw freedom. Did she kill herself? No, but maybe she stopped fighting in that accident. The weight crushed us. We stood too close. I never stopped thinking about you, he said. You felt honest. And when I left, everything broke. I had to. I know. He reached for me, and I didn't stop him. The kiss was furious, consuming a war of skin and need. We didn't make love. We devoured each other. In the silence after, tangled in sheets, he looked vulnerable. But morning brought cold sheets. He was gone. I woke to an empty bed, heart sinking. Searching, I found his study empty, but a family photo on the mantle caught my eye. Dominic, Eliza, Landon, Camille, and a girl I didn't know. The frame had a hidden compartment, a key. To the locked room, I slipped in. Eliza's study, books, desk, letters tied with ribbon. Untying them, I read Camille's manipulative words, eroding Eliza's confidence. The last, if anything happens, it wasn't an accident. Camille appeared. What are you doing? These are evidence of your manipulation. Her facade cracked. Dominic won't believe you. That evening, security escorted me out accused of theft, the photo in hand. Dominic's gaze was cold. I trusted you. I can explain the letters. I can't do this. Thrown out, nausea hit. I retched on the lawn. Pregnant, I whispered. I disappeared to a coastal town, becoming Evelyn Chase, librarian in a cottage by the sea. News snippets showed Langston crumbling, Camille exposed, Landon disgraced, Dominic stepping down. One night, a knock. Dominic, haunted. I found you. He saw the ultrasound. Is this? Yes. We planned revenge the gala to expose them. But Camille grabbed me, dragging me into darkness. This isn't over. Waking tide. Fear surged but resolve burned. Dominic rescued me, raw and desperate. Back at the estate, he exposed Camille, evidence of her role in my wife's death. Gasps. Camille stormed out. Landon's downfall followed, disowned. Victory bittersweet. Dominic stepped down. Stress hit. I doubled over in pain. The baby, hospital blur, premature labor, silence. But Ella survived, strong. A year later, in our sunlit home, Ella asleep, an envelope arrived. You don't know your past. Your father was intertwined with the Langstons. Dominic, we'll face it together. Mom's journal revealed my father a Langston rival. Thought dead, enemies lurked. But with Dominic and Ella, I was ready. Love after war, our reality. And I'd protect it fiercely.